Stephanie Richardson and Aaron Young.
Hello. All right, my son made that video. How many of you feel like you are that Roomba vacuum cleaner? Anyone out here? You feel like you're hitting walls, spinning out of control with your business. People are looking at you funny, yes. And you feel like you're about to start drowning. Yeah, we've been there. And maybe you're feeling like that now. It's the last session, the last training here, and you may be feeling that way even more right now. We want to tell you that is totally normal.
Yes, you guys, it's totally normal. I remember feeling the same way. In fact, yesterday I was kind of feeling that way at the end of sessions. And we're here to say not only is it normal, but you guys, today we're going to help give you direction. Okay, we're going to help you walk out of this room today knowing where you're going and knowing what to do. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yes.
Okay, like seriously, we want you to hang on with us today. By the end of our workshop, you will have that direction. You will know what the next big goal in your business is, and you will be able to align the right activities with that goal.
Awesome.
Are you guys ready? Okay, good. So it starts with creating your vision. And we have to have this vision and see where we're going so we know what the next step is. And for me, what's crazy is that happened when I was sitting in these seats at Summit 4 years ago. I saw the bigger purpose for my life and my business. I saw what was possible. And that's when everything changed for me. I found a reason worth fighting. And at the time, I was a full-time high school English teacher, and I had 2 little kids at home. And I knew that our son would soon be in kindergarten in 2 years. And I was like, who's going to put him on the bus? Who's going to make his breakfast? Who's going to be there? And I wanted to be there. I wanted to be present, and I wanted to be there for those moments. And so for me, I saw that happening through the business, through our team. And so I really have to ask you guys today, where are you willing to let your business take you? Where are you willing to let it take your life and to take your family, to take your team? Because those visions are so powerful, and they help us fight. They help us stay through the last session of workshops, right? They help us do the work even when we don't want to.
Yeah, I love that story. It gives me chills every time I hear it. And my vision, it looks a little bit different. I was a brand new coach. I've been a coach for over 10 years. And my husband and I usually like to go on walks after dinner because that's kind of when we talk and dream. And one day we were going on a walk, and he just looked stressed. He was the sole breadwinner. He left at 6 o'clock in the morning, came home at 6:30 at night. And I said, hey, what would it take for you to stay home and not work anymore? And he said, you'd have to make $200,000. And he kind of laughed. I said, all right, challenge accepted. And it wasn't that money, that number, $200,000, but it was what it was going to represent. Because I knew he was stressed. I mean, I am not good at staying on a budget, so he was stressed. And so I thought I could help out, and it would just change our life. He wouldn't have to commute. We wouldn't have to worry about things. And so I set that vision. But here's the deal. I was like that Roomba vacuum cleaner. I had no clue where I was going. I knew where I was going, right? But I didn't know how to get there. So I was hitting roadblocks and spinning, and people were looking at me crazy, and I was drowning. And it wasn't until we put into practice these things we're going to teach you that I started to gain some momentum and then eventually reach my vision.
Yeah, these visions, like I said, they help us know where we're going, and they help us to know why it's worth fighting for. So are you starting to see, or maybe you've already allowed yourself to see where your vision will take you? Give yourself permission today to let yourself see that, where it can take you. It's powerful. It's so powerful. Even write it down right now. I mean, you guys are here taking notes, If you're thinking about something right now, just write it down. That's when it starts to come to life. So we have our vision. We've got that fire starting to burn within us. What do we do next? What happens next? We set the next big goal with a realistic timeline to get us closer to that vision. I want to say that again, the next big goal. Because a lot of you guys in here might be Emerald coaches. Anybody an Emerald coach in here today? Okay,
Yay!
Congratulations, you guys. So you might be an Emerald coach and you're like, I'm gonna walk across that stage as an elite coach, right? Yeah, why not? Why not you? Okay, but what's the next step? What's the next goal that you need to accomplish? If you're sitting here as an Emerald and you wanna be an elite coach and walk across the stage as an elite coach, the next step might be achieving the rank of diamond. And I have a feeling that most of you wrote that goal down after you heard that bonus structure too, right? I mean, why not? And so that was the goal for me, one of my first major goals, and that's the example that you see on this slide. I said, I want to be a diamond coach. I wanted to build a strong foundation. I said, I want to have coaches on this journey with me, you know, and I want to have coaches who are paying it forward as well. I want people standing beside me, fighting for, you know, helping other people. And that starts with diamond. And I said, you know, I want to make that happen in the next 3 to 4 months. So what do I need to do? And so I said, you know, I need to get to work here. So monthly, I need to at least help 3 new people every single month, no matter what. I need to add new coaches to my team. I need to recruit new coaches, at least 2 people a month. I also need to help my coaches help people every single month as well. And so that was where I started with that. I want to be a diamond, but what do I need to do each month to make sure that that happens?
And I love that. That's how I do it too. We break it down. When you're setting a goal, you break it down and to figure out what your pace is going to be, right? Mm-hmm. So the next step is to set the pace. Now, the pace means basically what your activity level is going to be. So a fast pace means you are helping a lot of people. A slow pace means you're helping just a couple people. Let's just be real here. How many of us set our pace too slow? And when we set our pace too slow, guess what happens? We lose our momentum, right? Have y'all experienced that? I have in the past. So it's really important to set your activity level in relation to where you want to go, okay? If you are a brand new coach and you want to get to diamond by September, well, you're going to have a little bit heavier pace, right? And if you're here and you're an Emerald coach and you're saying, I want to be diamond by December, well, maybe that's too slow of a pace, and it is, because you're going to lose that momentum. So it's really important to decide what pace you're going to go to, and then to share it with your team. Did you know that your team will do half of what you would do? Half. So really think about that when you're setting your pace. And then the last part of setting a realistic goal and timeline is to set a date, okay? Why is this important? Well, have y'all ever heard that saying, like, a goal without a deadline is just a dream? It's so true. And I knew where I was going to go, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. But then the other part is I didn't set a deadline. When I was setting those goals to get to diamond and then 2-star and elite, I didn't set a deadline at first. And so that's why I was in that room, but I was spinning out of control. I knew where I wanted to be, but I didn't set a date. And I even see those members of my team when I say, okay, when do you want to be diamond? They're like, well, I just want to be diamond. And you're like, but when? And then they look at you like, do I have to say the date, right? Because that's scary. That's accountability. But it's so important. I know my coaches that are like, I just want to be diamond. They don't get there. But my coaches that say, I want to be diamond by X day, they get there. Mm-hmm. It's that accountability. And it's so very, very important. The other thing about that is not only to set the date, but I like it when my coaches, and I've loved this for myself too, is set little reminders around, like sticky notes on your computer or on your mirror or on your dashboard. Because guess what? You are going to have those days that you don't want, you have that I don't want us, right? You're going to have those days that you just don't feel like it. But when you see those reminders, you're like, okay, I can do it. Because you set that goal, you set the date, and you made it happen.
Okay, it's time to dig in. All right? So it's scary, it makes us sweat, it makes us doubt ourselves, and the fear and the limiting beliefs start to set in, but we gotta write a goal down, okay? So if you got something in your head, we ask you to write it down. And for me, when I was the newer coach, it was achieving diamond in the first 3 to 4 months of my business. Today, it's making sure that when we go to Summit next year in my hometown of Indianapolis,
She's so excited.
so excited, that I get to walk across that stage and represent our team as a Superstar Diamond team. And do you know how scary that is to say that out loud to everybody?
So
Okay? But why not? Why not set that goal and share it out loud and be brave about it, right, Stephanie?
Yep, I'll be right there with you,
She's gonna do it with me. So we have the goal, but we have to align it to the right activities. And so Stephanie and I were putting our heads together, trying to come up with great content for you guys. And we said, all of these coaches in here, we're all at different levels, working at different paces, but we all have goals we want to accomplish. What are the activities that successful coaches are engaging in daily that are allowing them to reach their goals, that are allowing them to make an impact? So we have some key activities for you guys today. And these are what we call your no matter what activities. These happen no matter what. Even when you're tired, even when you get home late from work, the kids are screaming, whatever, these have to happen. Because remember, you have the vision. You have the reason worth fighting. You have the burning that's in your heart that's telling you to do it anyway, even when it's hard. So key activity number 1 is to impact lives every day. Show up for other people. Be a light in their life. Remind them that you're here cheering them on, that you're here to help them. We know that successful coaches invest in the lives of other people every single day. And I would do that by making new friends. It's a goal of mine every day, is to make new friends, even as an introverted person, to encourage other people on their journey, and to also make sure that I'm planting the seeds of possibility within others. And even as a new coach, and I talked about this a little bit on the National Wake Up Call, even as a newer coach, I had the goal of talking to 30 people every day, impacting the lives of 30 people every day. I did it when I was working full-time, and I'm doing it today. It's a goal of mine. And some days I do that, I hit that number, some days I don't, some days I surpass that number, but it's a goal and it drives me and it leads me.
30. And I know you guys are freaking out right now because she just told you that you have to impact 30 people a day. And you're like, what the heck? How am I going to do that, right? Well, I love this quote by Jim Rohn. He says, to succeed in sales, simply talk to lots of people. And here's what's exciting. There are lots of people. And so Aaron's going to break it down on what it looks like to impact 30 people every day.
Remember, we have solutions that will change people's lives. Remember, we're here to make an impact. Remove the fear, the limiting beliefs, and remember that if someone says yes to you, you get the opportunity to change their life. So remember that, okay? So before you can make that impact, you gotta have that in your head. So here's what a daily to-do list might look like for me, okay? So to do, impact 30 people today. I'm gonna make sure that I send out at least 5 messages of gratitude. And it can look so differently, but I'm gonna thank people for something. And maybe all I'm gonna do is thank them for showing their love and support and appreciation of me, like those people who like, comment, heart, whatever, my posts, share them, whatever. But I'm gonna thank them for their support and start a conversation, start building a relationship. I'm gonna make 5 new friends and reach out to them and just ask a little bit about them, because they're probably a little bit like me anyway, and we probably have something in common, so I wanna figure out what that might be. I'm also gonna make sure that I'm continuing to build the relationships with the people who said yes to me, so I'm not always talking to 30 brand new people every single day, but I'm also staying in the lives of those people who said yes to me, my challengers, at least 5 of them a day, checking in, encouraging them on their journey, giving them a new tool or resource that's gonna help them, as well as my coaches. I love talking to my coaches. I could spend all day doing that, and I love reaching out to them too to make sure that they are doing the right activities to reach their goals. Send 5 invites to a free group, an event, a challenge group, maybe a coaching opportunity that your team is hosting or you are hosting, and also 5 follow-ups. this list is everything. It gives you direction, it gives you focus, and it's going to help you move your business forward by impacting people every day.
And I love that we're choosing the word impact for a reason. We're not choosing it instead of the word talk, because talking to people is about who? It's about you. But impacting people is about them, right? So our second key activity is it's important to track our impact. And once I started to set up a system, I started to gain momentum. And I would have told you before I set up a system, I was actually challenged by one of the the sales guys with Beachbody to track it with Arnaud. He challenged me, and so, but I would have told him before that, like I was totally doing what I was supposed to do, like I was talking to the right amount of people. But it wasn't until I started tracking it that I saw how few people I was talking to compared to what I thought it was, right? The other important part about tracking is because we want to make an impact on people. And how can you make an impact on people when you're not tracking who you're talking to? And when you don't follow up and you're not keeping up with people, guess what it makes them feel like? It makes them feel like you're just in it for the sale. It makes it that it's not about them, it's about you. That's why it's important to follow up. You want to show up to them and say, hey, I care, I'm still here. And you know what? A lot of times they're just busy and they forgot. And they're welcome your follow-up, right? Because they're like, oh, good, I wanted to join your team and I just got busy, you know? And so it's important to do that. So a couple of different ways that we do that is the business activity tracker. That's in the Coach Online office. That is a great way to track your impact. And then there's there's Streak, there is Google Sheets is another way, and then the way that we started was the notebook and the pen. And it doesn't matter which way, but it just gets messy if you don't have a system. So it's just important to find a system and stick with it.
Absolutely. So we have our list, we're making an impact, we're tracking our impact. This is so important, this is vital. You know it is, we all know it is. But do a little gut check. Are you showing up for you every day? Are you waking up in the morning and you're focused on making your life better? Are you doing your own workouts, drinking your own Shakeology? Are you committed to starting Shift Shop on July 24th? Yeah, you are. Are you reading your personal development every day? That was something I didn't do for a long time, you guys, and it has made the biggest difference on my life. Because how can I continue to show up and give to others? And how can I help other people overcome their obstacles if I don't know how to overcome my own? And so personal development is huge. I'm sure you've heard a lot about personal development this week. And then the last thing, and I wish somebody would have told me this sooner, is stop comparing yourself to everybody else and just put your blinders on. Don't follow me. Don't follow Stephanie. Don't follow the coach next to you. Do you. Show up for you and find the people who need you. Be you. Don't be me. Don't be Stephanie. Just put your blinders on and do you every day. That's how you show up for you, and that will make a huge change in your business.
It totally does. And then the last part, the last key activity is maintain a consistent social media presence. This is so important because people need to know that this is not some fly-by-night decision you made to be a Beachbody coach. You are in it for the long haul, and they can count on you for encouragement, motivation. They can see what you're doing, and they're watching. And that's very, very important, especially on those days that you don't feel like it, but still showing up.
Okay, this is it. We're almost done. But you guys, we want to know, are you ready to do this? You're the people who stayed to the last workshop. I know you're ready to do this.
These are committed people.
Yeah. We got to have the vision. We got to let ourselves see and give ourselves permission to see where this business will take us. Got to set the next big goal and figure out what the right activities are and be committed and show up and do that every day. Because when we do that, there's going to be some amazing things that happen for you and your life and your team and for your family. And we want to drive home this point once again. If you want to help more people, then you need to invest in more lives every day. Invest and be committed to impacting people, helping people, reminding them that you have a solution that will help them. Remind them that you are here to help and how you can help them on their journey. Because we want to stop hitting walls and spinning in circles. And we want to start climbing the mountain, right?
For sure. You know, we are so very passionate about this subject, and we are so grateful that they asked us to talk about it. And the reason that we're so passionate about it is because we've seen this happen. We've seen that we set a vision, we set a goal, and then we saw it happen. You know, my husband was when I hit $200,000, we found out that he actually likes working. But he was able to get a less stressful job and work for a nonprofit because of Beachbody. But not only that, as we kept, setting goals and visions for our family, we were able to move back to Texas last summer. And thank you. And we love Texas. We were able to move back to Texas last summer because my dad was dying of cancer. And we were able to be there. I was able to be there when he passed, when he was passing away. We didn't have to ask a boss to be there. If we could get off, we didn't have to worry about money, but we could be present and be there for our family. What if I had not had that vision of that silly $200,000 vision? I wouldn't have been able to be present for my family and live the life that I've gotten to live. And we want that for you. We want that for you. And that's why we hope that you will you'll stop being the Roomba vacuum cleaner. And that you will make a decision today to stop the limiting beliefs, put aside the fear, be fearless, and do the work. So I want you to do this right now. I want you to sit and write down what your goal is. Because your vision and then the first goal.
So write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down in your notebook.
She's a teacher, so
I'm watching.
She'll put you in detention if you don't do it.
I'm watching. Write it down. Be brave.
I'll give you a second. It's exciting. I know for me, when Aaron's like, Stephanie, are we going to get 15-star? It makes my stomach hurt. So I totally get how scary it is just to do this one step that we're asking you to do is to write it down. Your impact matters. And I hope you understand that it's not about talking to people. It's about truly making an impact, not only in your customers, your coaches, but in your family and those that are around you.
All right, are you guys ready? We're almost done.
Okay, so what we want you to do, our last slide is, you've now told your partner, so now you've done the scariest person next to you. Now we want you to share it with your team. And we want you to share it on social media. Don't be a Roomba, because no one in here is going to be spinning and hitting walls. We're going to be going for our goals, and we're going to achieve them. And we want to cheer you on, so use that hashtag so we can cheer you on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.